Hello, everybody. Moving all my shit around. I'll get the other light on here. There we go. Meep. Lightly pull up the chat so I can see it. Wherever it is. I had it. I lost it. Hey, Anne. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to scooch this up just a skosh. There we go. All right. So today Hi, Deb. I was going to teach you guys something today, but instead I want to do my initial first look at these Mildliner brush pens. That way I can chat a little bit more as opposed to teaching. And that way I can do this in advance of doing a full review on these next month at some point. So I feel like everything's looking foggy. Why is that? Am I buffering, or is there like grossness on my lens? That could be both. Let me give the lens a little wipe. That's a little bit better. Okay, maybe it was just kind of scummy. Hey, Danielle. All right, so let me grab a different. This I'm going to use for checking bleeding, but I'm going to grab out my other thing. I'm super prepared, you guys. Do you believe my preparedness? I'm so prepared. I'm not prepared. I don't know what the hell I was doing. What the heck is the thing I wanted? I reorganized my office and I can't find shit. What's bumming me out? I cannot. We'll use this. We'll use this Erin Condren pad to start with. Let's just go with this. Okay. All right. So I got these from Tokyo Pen Shop. They didn't take that long to order. I don't know if they have them because I think they're still only available in Japan. But Tokyo Pen Shop is in the U.S. It's in the U.S., but it. Oh, okay. Hold on, Vicky. All right. Let's see if that works. Sorry, I just caught Vicky's. Vicky, if you're watching this right now, just open it up. If you're on your phone, there should be a spot under the video to open up live chat. And if you're on your computer, you should be watching it via YouTube, not some other thing. Hopefully that works for you. It's hard to explain it. One day I need to just do like a walkthrough of this and show it. Whatever. Anyway, so these are only available in Japan right now. They're supposed to be available in the US in the summer or something, but I got these from Tokyo Pen Shop, and I can find out how much they were by glancing in my email, which I should have done to begin with, but I did not. I ordered them. They were $44 after shipping, but I got priority mail shipping because it seemed like a good idea at the time. So I don't know when they're going to be available from like other places, but it was worth it to me. I was going to wait and then I didn't. So we look at these compared to regular mild liners. I like the clear tip. I think that's a good way to differentiate between the regular mild liners and the not so regular mild liners, so that you can look at these. I mean, they're also bigger. That's something else I'll show you. They are bigger. They're a little bit longer. The brush pens are a little bit longer. I feel like they're a little bit fatter too. Like, I don't know if you can even see it, but holding them, the brush pens just feel a little girthier than the regular highlighters. And they both have the same bullet tip, although my bullet tip on this one's all kind of beaten up because I've used this for so long. They have the same bullet tip, but then the difference is that the regular mild liners have the chisel and the brush mild liners have the brush. But yeah, so from what I understand and from what I am noticing here, the full set of the brush ones are the original 3 sets of the mild liners. So there was the super fluorescent pack. I think it was these guys, this one, and this one. There was this pack that's like the fluorescent colors. There was this pack, which was the I think it was that one. No, it was this one. I'm trying to remember. This one and this one, maybe. I think it was these colors. This is the one I like the least, I think, because the brown and this like yellow, not warm, cool, and pastel. Thank you. Hi, Megan. Thank you, Deb. And then this is the cool pack. So these are the 3 original colors. So the ones they don't have are the newest pack that I am in love with, that have these colors. These ones, and I don't remember what the other one is from this pack, but there's these ones. And then there's the other pack that has like the apricot color and the other purple, like this one, the friendly pack, and the something else pack. What the hell was the other one called? The friendly pack and the brights, maybe, I think was what the other one was called. So those two, the newer 2 packs of mild liners, do not have the brushes, at least not that I've seen so far. I haven't even used these yet, you guys. I have not used them. This is brand new, first impressions. So let's grab one. Let's grab this turquoisey color, because this has always been, what is this one called? This, I should pull out my swatch page. It has all the names on it. I just don't. Is it in this book? Did I swatch them in here? I don't remember if I did. I did swatch them in here. Look at that. So the 2 packs that they don't have are the friendly pack and the brights pack. This is the blue-green from the mild pack. So here we go. Let's give it a try. I'll zoom you in. Let's see what's going on up in this business. Oh. Okay. 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 Hold on. Let's try another one. Hold on. One more time. I'm trying to confirm something here. Oh, you guys, I really like this brush nib so far. Oh my God, I can hear myself. I need to mute this. Okay. So far. Let's write something here. You guys, okay, so it bent a little bit. You can see that it's kind of bending a little bit, but it seems like it's fairly easy to just push back into place. So far, I really like this nib. So what I'm noticing when I'm writing with it is that, okay, let me see if I can get this camera down a little bit more and maybe twist it. Let's see, this is the joy of this new thing I'm using. Okay. Now notice when I'm pressing down, even though the nib is this big, it doesn't press. I guess maybe I can try to press the whole nib down, and I can, but it takes a lot of effort. With just like a medium effort, only about half the nib presses down and the rest of it stays pretty firm. It's not as stiff as some nibs, but it is stiff enough where you can actually like be like, okay, a little bit, okay, big, okay, big, little. Like it's not as difficult to control as other nibs that I've tried. Does that make sense? Like it's, okay, compare it to a Tombow. The Tombow is the same situation where when you're pressing down, half the nib will go down unless you like really press it down. It has a very similar feel, but and I don't know if this is because, you know, these are still new and my Tombows have been used quite a bit. I feel like the mild liner has a little bit more resistance to it, which I really like. I am really enjoying this so far. Like, so far, this is making me very happy. Gotta check and see if I got a response from Vicky yet on the Patron page, because I hate it when people get left, like, in the in the ether during one of these and they can't figure it out because it's so hard for me to figure out how to fix it while I'm streaming. But at the same point, I really don't want anybody to miss out on being able to use the chat if they don't want to. All right, so nib-wise so far, and I'm going to be doing more testing on these over the next month or so before I give when I do the video, I may have a different opinion after I've tested them for a while. But on first impression, I really enjoy this nib. Really. With my heavy-handedness, I really enjoy it. So now I want to try a little blending. Let me think here. Let's try the gray and the purple. Well, that can be kind of pretty. I wonder how like water soluble these are. This is not good paper for that. Hold on. Hold please. Let's grab some watercolor paper. And let's grab a water brush. If I can grab one without breaking my arm. There we go. Okay, we got a water brush here. And we got my Moleskine. I'm going to zoom back out. There we go. Back in a little bit. Sorry. Okay. Get my Moleskine here. Let's open you up. Now I'm going to take some of this purple and some of this pink. I'm going to blend and we'll see what happens. So there's some purple. And there's some pink. Let's see what happens. See if they blend the way Tombows do. Well, there's something happening here. There's something happening here. So they did a little bit of like blowing out and blending, but I mean, they are mild. That is their name. Clean our brush off here. Let's just try one single color. Let's go with this dark. Let's go with the brown. It's one of the darkest colors because we might be able to get a better look at how far it can go. I can definitely see it breaking up, like when I'm running water over it. So these are water soluble. You can use water to bust these up a little bit and like blend it out, but it looks like you lose a lot of the concentration of it, so it doesn't like pull like super bright. It stays mild. Careful, I got the wrong caps. Where? What did I do wrong? Which one? Pink and purple. Oh, I see it. Thank you. Whoops. Thank you, Danielle. And thank you, Kathy. Okay. All right. So they seem to be water soluble. Now I want to see what happens if I put them down in water. Okay. So we'll put some water here. And I will take another darker one so you can see it. We'll take this one. So it kind of works, like it bleeds a little bit, but doesn't bleed very much. So it looks like they're water soluble, but they're so pale that you don't get a lot of payoff, which I mean, makes sense. They're fucking highlighters, but compared to like a brighter marker, if you go into this expecting something like the Erin Condren or the Tombow dual brush pens, you're going to be disappointed. So now what I want to do is one of my favorite things to do with Tombows, which is scribble some of them onto something like here and then paint with them. All right, so we're going to pick up some of this. See, that gets you a little bit more concentrated. Not much, but you get a little bit more to work with if you color it and then paint with it this way. So not more than just putting it down, but if you're trying to like soften it or use water on it or whatever, that seems to be the most very, very lightly pigmented. Exactly, Deb, which makes sense. They're not only are they highlighters, they are mild liners, so they're not meant to be super dark, but you can use water with them to blend them together. So one other thing I want to try is take this pink to like write like a letter. We'll just do an H. And then I will take this red and scribble a little bit of it into the bottom of the H. And I want to see if I can take some of this, which is already kind of cool looking to begin with. I'm going to zoom you in just a skosh. And then I'm going to blend this red upwards with my water. And see, what it really seems to be doing is picking up some of the color and leaving like an empty spot, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Like, you can blend them and it looks kind of interesting, but it also looks like if you move it around too much with water, you're going to be moving around the pink underneath it, and there's not enough pigment there for you to like get away with that. You know, if you're using like more saturated colors, you can move a little bit of it around and not have it look like you left a bald spot, but it looks like this, without being careful, it winds up looking a little bit bald in that spot. So just something to think about. Like I said, I'm going to keep testing these out and we'll see kind of what happens with them over time. But for now, I'm really interested in how they are working with the water. So now I want to go into the Leuchtturm and I want to just see how they bleed on this kind of like bullet journal-y paper. I'm not worried about the Archer and Olive. Archer and Olive paper is like a fucking tank. Can I try the Tombow blender pen? Yeah, let's do that. I'll grab one of those. I hate the Tombow blender pen though. P.S. I will generally go with water every time. I feel like maybe I just expect too much out of it and it pisses me off. But that's my personal preference. Let me zoom you back in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'll work right here. We'll go with we'll go with blue. And then we'll go with other blue. All right, and here's the Tombow colorless blender. That actually works really well with these. This works way better with these for me than it does with the Tombows. What the fuck? And it doesn't leave as much of a bald spot. It does kind of leave a bald spot, but not as much as the water does. Holy shit. Holy shit. You guys, I'm going to try some different colors because this is blowing my mind. I seriously have found these blender pens to be hella useless for my Tombows compared to just using a water brush. But thank you. Thank you for bringing that one up because damn, son, like I was not expecting that. Okay. Let's take this one. We'll take the blue green. And then we'll take the green. The greenest green. All right, let's try this again with some colorless blender. Look at that. Holy shit. Guys, oh my God. There's a use for this. If you get I wonder, yeah, you're right, with the normal mild liners. Let's try that too. Because now I'm like, if I have a use for the colorless blender, then I am so excited because I think I have like 4 of them. Before I bought the big set of Tombows, before I bought the big set of Tombows, I was buying the 10 packs, and each of those 10 packs always seemed to come with a goddamn colorless blender, and I could never make it work for me, and so it would frustrate me because then I would be like, I have this useless ass fucking blender that doesn't do shit, and I could just use my water brush, and now I have all of these extra pens taking up room in my pen thing. So now if this actually works, this is going to be rad. Okay. It does work with the regular mild liner depth. Okay, I'm going to color down this blue-green, and then, whoops, and then this like other teal color from the newer set that I love so much. Oh my God. It works so well. And not only that, but look, I can like even blend it outwards, like soften the edges. Hallelujah. It's making the paper pill up just a little bit, all the working of it, but it does blend it. Holy shit. Oh my God, my mind is blown. My mind, you guys, my mind is blown. We can all raise our hands if we have one of these colorless blenders that we never fucking use and now we have a use for. Whether you get the mild liner brush pens or you're just using it with your regular mild liners, you my good friend, are no longer useless. You've got a job. You had one job. You didn't do that job, but now you've got another job. Holy crap. I'm sorry, you guys. This is like seriously blowing my mind. This pen was always something that I just like scoffed at. All right. So now that we've done that, now that our collective minds have gotten blown, so this is what the regular mild liners look like on the back of Leuchtturm paper. So they shadow. They don't bleed. Actually, these ones did bleed a little bit because I was making like squares. But for the most part, they just shadow. So I want to see if there's a difference in the shadowing of the brush pens. So what I'm going to do is actually take a piece of paper and just put it here just in case there is a bleed. And I'm going to write on this side, and then I will open them and we can compare back and forth whether or not the brush pens shadow more. And the reason I'm wondering if they do is because brush pens tend to be inkier than other kinds of pens. They tend to be a little bit more moist. And so I want to see if the moistness of the brush pens makes them shadow or bleed more than the standard situation. Well, hey, you solved a problem here, my dude. Like, all right, so I'm just gonna go by set here because I kind of, so I have what? I've got the, I'm not gonna do the exact order, but so we'll do the mild ones and then the cool and then the warm, just so that we kind of see a similar pattern. So the mild ones are these guys, this one. So these are the mild ones. So we'll start with these. I really like this nib, you guys. I really like this nib. I'm gonna have some fun. The pink nib feels a little bit looser so far. Like, they don't have an exactly consistent nib. The pink one feels a little bit less firm than the other ones so far. All right, so that's the mild. Then we'll go with the cool tone, which are green, gray, red, violet, and dark blue. These are the cool tones. All right. And by the way, the Galaxy Tombow set is a gorgeous set. If I didn't already have the whole pack, I would definitely have bought that one when it came out. Though I will say, I've had this full set of Tombows for I think 3 or 4 years now. And I've had to replace a few colors. I've had to replace blacks multiple times, but I've had to replace a few colors. But for the most part, and I put some pretty heavy usage into them, it's lasted. So, you know, there is that. That like, it's a pricey set, but if you ever want to invest in the whole thing and you think you're going to actually use them, it's not going to like, at least from my experience, it's not going to just go on you or dry out. I haven't had a single Tombow dry up on me. So I've had other markers dry up on me, but I haven't had Tombows dry up on me. That's a good thing, Deb. Thank you. So Deb says, if you use the Tom blender, it works best if you do it one letter at a time. The mild liner dries too quickly if you do a whole word and then try to blend it. Yeah. All right. So here are the 3 sets. And they definitely shadow more than, I don't know how much you guys can see it. They definitely shadow more than the regular mild liners do. And the red, this vermilion color, the purple, the darker ones, almost all of the darker ones they look on the verge of bleeding through. Let me zoom in and see if you can see it. Like, see that? There's that. It's there too. A little bit there, a little bit here. Might be hard for you to see, but they definitely, and I tried not to cross the streams. So this is just one stroke. So I would just suggest that if you're using something like a Leuchtturm and you have any problems, if you have any problems in whatever notebook you're using with the regular mild liners, then the brush ones are going to be worse. That's maybe a good way to put it. So now I'm going to take another couple minutes and just do a couple things. I'm going to do a couple of writing things, and then we'll wrap this up because I don't care if they bleed. They're beautiful. Yeah, I wouldn't, we're imagining that the Archer and Olive's going to be a problem. I don't know what I wanted. I would probably bust out my sketchbook and try them there, but I'm not sure what I want to use it for yet. So I haven't opened it to use. All right, so let's think of something interesting to write. Let me think. Oh, I can tell you what I'm going to write. I will whoa, look what happened. Now it looks like a little baton. I will this is not exactly the most well-spaced situation, but I'm not worried about it. Have news. We'll do some of that, like, this kind of printing works really well with them too, y'all. I will have news tomorrow. I'll try them in the Archer and Olive right now, Deb, but I could do it in the back of mine. Let's see here. They're on your list for when you go to Japan next month. I wonder how much, Heather, when you do that, if you can, will you, the news will be tomorrow because I've just been having trouble getting off my ass this week. So, Heather, when you go to Japan, if you think about it, will you remember how much they cost? Because one of the things I'm curious about, and this isn't just about these model liners, but other stuff too. These Japanese pens and things that stores will order from Japan and then sell them, like the actual Japanese ones, not the Americanized version of them. I'm always curious about the markup. And I would love to know how much they cost in Japan versus how much I paid from like Tokyo Pen Shop. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just curious. It's not that it would like bum me out or whatever if there was a big price. I mean, whatever. Other countries have to deal with big price differences when stuff gets sold from the United States. I've heard about it. But I'm curious to see kind of like what the percentage of a markup is and how much it's going to just make me want to go visit Japan to go shopping. And if I did that, Katie would have to go with me because Katie's been on a tear to go to Japan for I don't even know how long. Probably not yet, Deb. Not here in the U.S. Probably. My guess is they will when they're available. But I heard that they're not going to be available in the U.S. until like sold in U.S. retailers, unless they bought them from Japan specifically until the summertime. But I'm guessing that Kinokuniya and maybe Muji would. All right, let's test here. So there's one layer. Now I'm gonna layer. I'm gonna do a like double layer. This. Just to do that. All right, so I did one layer, I did a double layer, and now what I'm gonna do is a letter. I just like writing H's in cursive. If you guys ever wonder why it's always my example letter, it's because I like writing them. And then I'm gonna put this in here, and this in here, and then I'm gonna use water. And then I will do one more with the colorless blender, and we'll look at all of these. Okay, so the water, I guess I didn't move fast enough. The water's not doing shit with this one. Bull honky. And then we'll do colorless blender. We'll do these two. Working fast, working fast. Working hard for the money. So hard, honey. Okay, that's working a bit better, but it's pilling the paper up quite a bit. Like there's like some schmeg coming off of it. Like you can see it here. I don't know if you can see it, But working with the colorless blender here, it pilled up the paper a little bit. You can see that? The like kind of crunchiness right there. So there is that. But now let's look at the back and see what the what's is. So there's zero shade, there's zero bleed through, there's zero ghosting, and only on these, oh, you guys can't see. Sorry. Whoops, my bad. Okay. So here's this side. There's zero ghosting, there's zero bleed through. But on the spots where I doubled and like tripled up, you can kind of see a little bit of warping. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's there. So the paper's a little bit warped, but barely noticeable, but there isn't any bleed through or anything. This Archer and Olive paper is a fucking tank. So, yeah. But the pilling is actually something I've noticed in the Archer and Olive. If you put too many layers of water or like watercolor down, I've noticed that the Archer and Olive paper will start to crumble a little bit. It doesn't destroy the paper, as you can see. It doesn't like fuck up this side, but it just, this surface gets a little bit rougher and like kind of gross. And I'm not sure if you did more on top of that, I would imagine it wouldn't take very much more to start working its way through the rest of the paper. So there is that. I'm excited about these. I'm going to be giving these a test over the course of the next month or so I can really have an informed opinion. But so far, the hype for me, at least, is real. And I mean, I know some people think that mild liners are overhyped to begin with, but I fucking love them. And I think it's because I am drawn to more muted colors. And while there are some brighter, there's more extreme colors in this set, so many of them are muted that it like makes me so happy. And not gonna lie, these colors from the newest set, if they come out with brush pens of those two other sets, if they come out with I want these brush pens to be popular, because if they come out with brush pens of these two sets, especially the apricot, the coral pink, the cyan, then all 5 of these colors, I will use the fuck out of them. My Tombos will get ignored if I get colors of these, because these are my favorites. This whole pack right here, the Brights, the most recent pack, not gonna lie, I got a pen boner. I got a pen stiffy for those. So if this brush nib that I really enjoy is done in those colors, I'm gonna be so excited. Anyway, you guys, that's going to wrap up this stream. I usually do a shorter stream on these ones, and I think I do wind up having to go get Katie and take Katie to their therapist appointment, which pisses me off, but it's a whole conversation. So hopefully news tomorrow. If there is news tomorrow, I will go live in the Facebook group. I will tell you when. I don't know when yet, and I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure if I get off my ass and get this final thing taken care of today, then I should be able to share my news with you tomorrow. So fingers crossed that I don't suck and that everything works out, okay? Anyway, I will see you guys next time. You're awesome. Have a good evening or going to sleep or whatever the case it is that you're doing. And I will see you next time, y'all. I keep saying y'all. Who am I, Boho Berry? No. Okay. Have a good day, all of you. Oh, and by the way, get your questions in on the Patreon post if you haven't yet, because I am interviewing Jesse for the podcast tonight. So if you have any questions for him, or that you want him to ask me, or anything like that, if you got questions for the man, leave them on the weekly update post for this week,